Hi ladies and gents, my name is Sandy Swamtwini and I'm a tax practitioner by profession, amongst other things. Welcome to my channel, Tax Shelter. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to those people who stuck with me. I started the channel right back in 2018 or 2018, I believe. And I sort of abandoned it because I got employed by a company that does services in takes, and obviously it would have been conflict of interest, so I couldn't continue with it. But I still have like 216 subscribers, so I just want to say thank you to those people that stuck with me. I promise not to abandon the channel again. Like I said, my name is Sandy Swamtwini and I am a registered tax practitioner, and I'll just get right into it. Today guys, I really just want to talk about if you see me looking down, I'm actually looking at my notes because I don't want to miss anything. Today I just want to talk about small business corporations because I've seen that not a lot of people are aware of the tax advantages that are there and the benefits of actually being an SPC. And actually most of the businesses in South Africa, I like to believe that they're SPCs, even though some of them might not know this. So first of all, I'm just going to get into what is an SPC, what is a small business corporation. So I'm just going to mention all the requirements that you need to meet in order to be regarded as an SPC. And I'm looking at the tax requirements for you to be regarded as an SPC. And I'm also going to look at the benefits. So if you are basically just a little bit about my channel, actually, if you want tax insight for individuals and small businesses, then you can just click the subscribe button, because that is all I'm about here. I just want to give tax insight and for small businesses as well as individuals, and I might look at other things as well in future, but this is a tax channel. So they click the subscribe button if this is something that you're interested in and you would like to learn more about tax basically. So just to continue, a small business corporation, in order to be a small business corporation, first of all, you need to be a company or a closed corporation, or you need to be a personal liability business. And the second requirement is that the shareholders of the company must all be natural persons. So in other words, if there is a company that is also a shareholder of that company, then you no longer qualify to be an SPC. And another thing is your gross income must be not more than 20 million rand. And this is all in a year, guys, because sometimes it happens that this year the company has a shareholder that is that is a company. So in that year you won't qualify as an SPC. But if that company, for instance, sells the shares and then all of a sudden all the shareholders are natural people, by that I mean people, then the company can in the following year be an SPC. So these things can change. So you need to look at, that's why you have to look at the requirements on a yearly basis. Do I qualify this year? If you qualify that say, it doesn't mean you can qualify in the following year, because things change. Shareholdership changes in a company. Okay, I know shareholdership, I just made that word up, but yeah, shareholders change in a company. That's what I'm trying to say. Now also, like I said, the gross income of the company must not be more than 20 million rand. And then the shareholders in the company must not hold any other shares in other companies except for listed companies. So you can hold shares in all the companies that are listed in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange or wherever, New York Stock Exchange, but it cannot be, for instance, you can't hold shares in another company that's just a private company that is not listed. Then the company that you're trying to get to be an SPC will not qualify. And then another one, the investment income as well as the income from rendering personal services of that company must not be more than 20% of the total receipts and accruals. So in other words, in that 20 million, 20% of it must not be from investment income. Investment income is income such as interest, for example. 20% of that, 20% of all that income must not more than 20% of that income must be investment income or income from rendering personal services. That's number 5. Number 6, the SPC must not be a personal services provider. Now I'm gonna put a link down below for where you can get all these requirements from the SARS website. I'm going to put the link, as well as the link is also going to explain to you what is a personal service provider. The link is actually going to explain some of the other things that are here that you might not even understand, but like what are you talking about when you refer to that. But these are all the 6 requirements for a small business corporation. Now I know for a fact there are thousands and thousands of companies there that qualify to be an SPC, because most of these people that are here actually qualify for all of this. They meet all these requirements. So that is why, if you'd like to know what the benefits of an SPC are, then you need to continue. Now, what are the benefits, the tax benefits of an SPC? Okay. Now I'm going to be talking about the tax tables of an SPC. We all know that all companies, private companies, they pay tax at 28%. But that's not the case for an SPC. An SPC has its own tax tables. And this was done by government in order to encourage innovation and people starting small businesses, to encourage the people, in order to boost the economy. So the whole point of small business corporations, even at SARS, they even have a section for small businesses, which is also just trying to help to meet small business owners halfway, so that they actually, even if when they do go to SARS, they get help quickly and they get experts that actually deal with small businesses. So now let's just get to the tax benefits in terms of the tax tables. Okay, first of all, any income between 0 and 83,100, SPCs don't pay tax on. In order for you to understand this, when you're just a normal company and you're not an SPC, any income that you make, you pay 28% tax on. But for an SPC, from 0 to 83,100 Rand, you don't pay any tax. And then moving on from there, any tax that you receive that is above that 83,000 Rand and below a certain, that is above 83,000 Rand, 7% on it. 7%. I mean, even for individuals, that is unheard of. And then anything above 365,000, you pay 21% on it, and 19,783. And then anything above 550,000 Rand, you pay 28% in it, plus 58,583. So I mean, I don't even have to explain how big, even the very first line where it says that from 0 to 83,100 Rand, you don't pay anything. I mean, that on its own, that's a big saving, because already there you are saving 83,000 Rand on the company. Now, there are other benefits of being an SPC. One of them being that, the most popular one being the depreciation benefit. For an SPC, if you buy machinery to use, a brand new machinery, you can actually depreciate 100% if it's used for manufacturing. 100% of that machinery in 1 year. That is one of the benefits that government has for an SPC. And then if you have any other machinery that you've bought, but it's not directly used for manufacturing, you can depreciate 50% in a year. So I mean, even those, that's, if you were to calculate that, depending on the price of the machinery that you are using, if you are in manufacturing, and if not, the 50% that you can depreciate in 1 year for other machinery, that on its own, it can lend you to an over 100,000 Rand in depreciation, in savings for the company, if you include as well the tax saving that if you fall within that first bracket of the tax tables. So I mean, but now how do you get these tax savings? Now, when you're submitting your income tax return, and I know that most people, when they're submitting the income tax returns, if they're not using professionals, they just browse through the questionnaire that you asked before you actually submit, after they put in the amounts and whatnot, and all the other things. Some they don't even understand, and some they just browse through and say yes, no, even if they don't know what they're saying yes, no to. On that questionnaire, when you're submitting your income tax return, they actually ask you, are you an SPC? So if you have been saying no, you can actually, if their 3 years has not passed, you can actually even go back and redo those tax returns and get your tax savings. Say yes. And then also there'll be a section whereby they ask you about all the requirements I've just mentioned. About, do you meet this? Da, 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 da. You will click yes, no, yes, no. Well, obviously it will be yes if you meet all the requirements or whatnot, depending on how they ask the questions. So if you're an SPC, please don't make that mistake of not saying that you are, of not taking advantage of this. Over and above that, there's so many other benefits. I mean, there are funds that government releases just only for SPCs, and also even companies that actually help with investing in companies. And also that this is the sector that they are concentrating on, because I mean it has a big potential and they're there from the beginning in most cases. So I mean, if you're an SPC, take advantage of this and make sure that you actually click that you're an SPC, and then you get all those advantages. And also just make sure that you meet the requirements each and every year, because it might happen that if in the 1 year you don't meet the requirements, the following year you meet the requirements. So this is something that you must always check. And also, in order to make sure that you're not being fraudulent, this is why you need to check each and every year that you meet all the requirements. Otherwise, I'm going to be posting 3 times a week, on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Fridays. So look out for my videos if this is something you're interested in. You want some text insight, you want some I just want to learn more. And thank you for listening. Bye bye. Oh yes, please don't forget, I have I have a Facebook page. It's called Tax Shelter, and there's a lot of videos there. So do like the Facebook page. And I also I'm also on I am also on Instagram, and also on Instagram it's tax_shelter. On Facebook it's just Tax Shelter. So yeah, thank you so much.